ladies and gents, celebrating 1 year of YouTube and starting my own AI agency. Maybe you can too. So what to expect from this video? If you stay a while and listen, you'll learn from my journey and you'll most likely make yours a lot faster. I also made a post on my LinkedIn. Some community members asked me some questions about how my journey went, and I'll answer those questions. And in the end, I'll be showing the winner from my LinkedIn. So whoever commented on that post, that was a random raffle draw, and that person won $100. Okay, so a bit of an intro about myself. If you don't know me, I transitioned from teaching to running an AI agency full-time in less than 6 months. I started the whole AI thing without knowing anything about it or any coding, so you can make it work too. Main goal for starting my AI agency was to obviously quit the 9 to 5, but also be able to provide actionable tips for those starting out. I am a teacher after all, so I still like to teach people. Okay, so here are some wins. In about a year, finished off about 18 paid projects by this time. I made lots of cool new friends and business partners, and I think I enjoy the whole entrepreneurial community in general. If you're watching this, Liam, Scaff, Noah, Yanis, you guys have helped out in this journey quite a lot, so thank you. And the thing is that I had quite a lot of fun along the way. My main thing is learning and progressing and making things better all the time, so I definitely did that pretty much every single day of the whole year. So along the way, we had to create projects and solutions to problems that clients had, and it was really good seeing the value that our build provided. And it was good to also see some real use AI cases of AI being involved in the business and actually helping out. Another win is that 2 months ago, we hit our highest revenue for the month, which was 30K AUD. Yeah, there were also some losses along the way. One of them was that when I first started out and I didn't have much experience, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and I was just nodding and promising everything and pretty much doing everything free just to land that first few projects and clients. I didn't scope them out properly, and that actually led to quite a lot of issues and the projects dragging on for way too long than necessary, and even lost one of my early ones because of that. Also, I'm not sure if it's a loss, but as an entrepreneur and learning all this new stuff and being ahead of the pack, you do have to work quite a lot. So balancing work life and like family sort of life, I guess this was probably the most difficult thing to do. And yeah, my biggest loss was actually probably not keeping up with YouTube, because I did promise myself to do 1 video a week for the whole year. What ended up happening at the start is I did do 1 video a week, and then ended up being 2 at one point when I had a lot more time, and then actually ended up being like 0 videos for a month or 2, just because we were so busy with client work. But it is what it is. Now let's jump into the LinkedIn questions. So question number 1, what is the best AI solution you've built? I think the first one is the first ever solution we created. So it books out meetings for like a day or 3 ahead for 6 team members, right? So it does quite a lot of work. And now that business doesn't get any complaints from people about not being able to get in contact with the business. At least they feel heard. Okay, next question. What tech stack works best for VAPI voice agent if used as an inbound answering service for a business wanting to answer questions about their company and setting up appointments in the same call? Joan. Okay, so with this one, our favorite tech stack at the moment is VAPI, Make.com, and Airtable. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh, and setting appointments in the same call, right. I will then go Cow.com. So you involve Cow.com with booking appointments. Reason is Cow.com has an inbuilt solution for checking whether an appointment has already been booked. So you don't have to do any like pre-validation for the booking flow. Okay, next question. So I have been in the voice AI space for at least 4 months. Till now, I landed only 1 client. I'm active on YouTube, have a website, pretty good at building voice agent. My problem is finding clients. I really don't know what to do. So some general things I've noticed, Ihan, is that having a website doesn't mean too much. I actually have never been asked for my website by any client. I just have my YouTube, and then from there, people come to me from here. So if you're active on YouTube, just keep at it, bro, and I reckon you'll get there with time. As I said, 4 months isn't that much in the AI space. I've started seeing my first money coming in properly at a 6-month mark. And the major change was teaming up with someone who does sales, and then I do the dev work. So maybe that's something you can do. What has been the most challenging point in the past 12 months? Ever got overwhelmed and thought, how am I going to do this? Yeah, it's a whole entrepreneurial mindset, Dan. So I mainly do development, right? And the main thing is we can spend 2 or 3 days thinking about the problem, making the solution, and like a month later, not know how we did it. But what I'm trying to get to is that those 2-3 days of not knowing what to do are probably the hardest, because there's no one there that can help you. You're meant to be the guy that's meant to solve the problem, and it's completely up to you to do that thing. So that's probably the most challenging point. Is you have to rely on yourself, sort of like resilience, to push through even when like you've tried 500 things and then they don't work. How to become a master of VAPI, and how to buy French numbers easy, how to understand the Notion API. 3 questions all at once. I don't know the answer to the last one. Become a master of VAPI, probably just spend a shit ton of time in VAPI. Just build real agents and see if you can set them up for like real life case scenarios. If you're not sure, you can ask ChatGPT for some. How to buy French numbers easy. I don't think there is an easy one. Pretty sure Twilio and Vonage have disabled the ability to buy numbers quite easy at the moment. So you might have to go through Twilio and request a number. So you might have to do that. Or another way would be to have the person buy a number in France and then port it to Twilio and then import it into VAPI. Pretty shitty workaround, but that's another way to do it. How did you juggle the challenge of handling all clients at the same time, and what kept you motivated to keep going? I have a son coming in a month and a half, so baby boy. Yeah, little shoes that motivate me every day. Question by Radosław. How did you land your first client? Yeah, good question. It was basically, if you guys are looking for clients, just open up your net a little bit more. So what I mean by that, I started off my YouTube channel, no one was really watching it, so I tried to tell people what I do, and people had no idea what I'm doing, and I honestly didn't know how to explain what AI is. So I just sent off my YouTube to random people on my Facebook. Pretty much everyone that I knew was like, hey, here's what I'm doing now. If you're interested, watch a couple videos. And yeah, so that actually ended up, one of the friends that I sent it to his mate, who's a business owner, and then we got in touch, and that was my first client that way. Yeah. I guess just put yourself in a position where people know what you do, right? So they'll just reach out to you. I focus more on inbound. I'm not a specialist in outbound stuff. How did you find the right client to close the deal, Darwin? I'm not sure what you mean by the right client. I just go in with the mindset of, like, we are here to help people solve a problem that they are having in their business, right? So whether it's the inability to call back 300 people a day because they didn't get the job. Like, yeah, no one really wants to do that. So just find the problem that you'd want to solve. What has been your biggest ROI on your time? What's the first thing you would suggest doing to ensure consistent lead flow? My biggest ROI on the time is investing into myself, that's for sure. Except I haven't invested money, so to say. I haven't bought any courses or anything, because there's nothing on VAPI or Make that really like connects the two together, or on how to learn AI in terms of voice agent stuff. So my biggest ROI was just putting time and effort into the things that I'm building and making lots of mistakes, that's for sure. What's the first thing I would suggest doing to ensure it? If it's inbound, my answer is YouTube again, but maybe LinkedIn would be something that would also get you consistent lead flow. I haven't dabbled too much in LinkedIn so far. For my YouTube, my probably like highest booking rate was like 40 calls in 1 week. That was way too much now that I think back to it. But yeah. What is the future of AI? No idea, man. No idea. We'll see. How large of a team are you using to manage your voice AIs? Yeah, so we started off with 2, then we jumped to 5, and now we're like averaging 3 or 4. Next one. My question is, when building out your super scenarios, how do you visualize the flow? Philip. Yes, this is a great question. So I actually tried to find a Figma of something that I made. This is literally not of one of my builds, but it's a Figma that I use for one of my videos here on YouTube. And the idea is you scatter a bunch of information from your client. So like, let's say your client gives you information piece 1, then he gives you information piece 2, and then he gives you a third thing to think about, and then maybe even a 4th thing, and then this one's more about scripts or something, and he wants specific words to be involved in the project, or he wants specific words to be said by the voice AI agent. So yeah, I kind of just lay it all out kind of high level, and then I can zone in and like look at each part, right? So like if this is like one thing I've got to build out, this is the one thing I'd build, let's say a CRM table of some kind, and then I can connect it up to all the other different sections of my build to try and make a coherent whole in the end, right? That's the idea. Yeah, I love Figma for that. I also use my pen and paper quite a lot. So I have this notebook, it's already full. Yeah, this was my scribbling. like I was trying to put the whole build together, and I actually found it easier doing it on paper. So whatever works, but you need some way just to get the high level of the build first, and then kind of understand each individual piece and then put them together like a sort of like Lego. What has been your go-to way to acquire new leads and clients? Yep, definitely YouTube. Just a little tip. I'd recommend going a little bit more technical on YouTube. People will reach out to you and you'll get higher quality leads that way. So I said I was going to be giving away 100 USD for anyone who asked a question in the comments on my LinkedIn post. And the idea was just to celebrate with you guys, like a, sort of like a steak and a beer type thing. So maybe you can go buy yourself one for that. But yeah, now randomly what I did is I put in 13 people here who commented on or asked rather a question, put them in this raffle, and now we will do this. So yeah, let's roll. 1, 2, 3. Oh, how does this work? I actually have to click on it. And we've got, looks like Jeremy, Dewan, Noah. If you could, I'll message you, bro, and we'll go from there, and I'll chuck you the 100 USD. Yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. Thanks for giving me your questions, and yeah, happy first year of entrepreneurship. Cheers for watching if you've been following along, and yeah, good luck to you all.